Hello everyone, this is our second lecture on software engineering, and in this class we are going to cover software crisis. In this lecture we are going to cover what is software crisis and what are the reasons for software failure. Okay? So, let us come to software crisis. Very often we heard that everybody says that there is a software crisis, but actually that software crisis word actually break down the emotion of a software developer, because he actually gave a lot of effort into the software development. So, while listening those type of word like software crisis, his emotions will break down. So, for simplicity actually I am sharing my own experience. In fact, during this lockdown period, one of my relative asked me to print this table. This table means, suppose we are having two series like A and B, and the series is are, the first series must be A1, A2, A3, A4 and up to the your higher level, and the series 2, that is B, that is also like that, B1, B2 up to the upper limit. So, the main criteria is that the table should be printed in column wise manner like A1 B1, A2 B2, because if I put A1 here, I cannot put any A series like A2, A3 or A5 or whatever. I cannot put any A series to the adjacent cells like here and here. I cannot put any A series here and here. So, I have put it B4 and B1 here as it is printed column wise manner. So, I have printed A1 B1, A2 B2, A3 B3. Next comes what? A4, but A1 is here and this is the adjacent cell of A1. So, I cannot put A4 here. So, I have started with B4. So, B4 A4, B5 A5, B6 and A6. Next what comes? A7. Like B4 is here, so I cannot put B7 here. This is the adjacent cell of B4. So, I put it here A7. Okay. So, when I got this work from my relative, I just said it's okay, I can complete it by tomorrow morning, and actually in the next morning I was also succeed. But the problem arises when I gave him this output. So, while I was giving him this output, he immediately wants some changes, that he want a caption of this table, he wanted a footer and header, he wanted some text before the table. So, that time also I was able to change those modification, because that time my program had only 50 to 60 line of codes. So, that was possible to modify the program. Day by day his demand was actually increasing. So, I remember after 5 to 6 days there was 600 something line of codes in my program. So, then I started realizing that it is very difficult to modify a larger program. So, that time I stopped there. Okay. I stopped there and I realized that how the software engineering is very important for me. I stopped there, I sat for a while and I started asking him what actually his requirement, why he need this software, where he is going to implement this software. Okay. So, when I get some brief knowledge about his actual requirements, I then started working from the beginning. What I did, I just take a pen and paper, I noted down all his requirements, actual requirements, then I went for the algorithm, that means I went for the logic, how I can develop the software. Actually, that time I also realized that his demand was for the software. I thought that he was demanding for a one time program. So, on my first attempt, while I am working on a one time program, I failed. You can call it as software crisis. That time my software got failure. Okay. So, I went for algorithm, then what I did, I divide it into smaller parts. That's today also I am working on that project, and now my project actually contains 15 to 20 pages, and each page is having 500 to 600 line of codes, and but it is quite easy for me to modify whenever he wants some modification. Okay. So, as a software developer we must stay motivated. Okay. So, to motivate the need for software engineering and to know why it is very important for the software developer to learn software engineering, we must know what is software crisis. As I said that on my first attempt there was a software crisis because I did not start with a systematic approach. When I started working on a systematic approach, like I analyzed the requirement, then I went for the algorithm, then I went for the design, then I went for coding, then I will succeed some extent. So, as you people are going to be a software professional and you people are going to work with larger projects and you people are going to product variety of software solutions, you must keep up to date and you must stay motivated. So, these are the symptoms of software crisis. You must know why software crisis are happen and what are the symptoms of software crisis. So, firstly, the symptom of software crisis is there is a slippage in scheduling. That means we cannot deliver or we cannot develop the software in time. Whenever the software development is taken by us, the user has give some time schedule. So, we have to complete the project within that time schedule. So, whenever any slippage occurs in that time schedule, that means we cannot develop or we cannot complete the software in that time schedule, then it is a failure and we can call as there is a software crisis. The next is cost overruns. That means it becomes too costly to develop a software and therefore, the software development is abandoned in between and it is called as a software crisis. The next is it may fail to meet user requirement. What that means, the software development has been completed, you delivered the software to the user and after that the user do not find it useful and it will not be used, that means it is a complete waste and we can call it as software crisis. Okay. Next is we may find difficult to alter, to debug and enhance our code. That actually what happens with me on my first attempt. I found very difficulties to alter my one time program. Whenever any bug comes, I cannot debug that. So, this is the situation where the developer finds much more difficulties to alter the existing code or it may find difficulties to debug that software or the bugs may not be corrected somehow, somewhere like the bugs cannot be corrected or it cannot add any new features because the developers are find difficulties to enhance the existing code, or the software may be poor quality or the software is up to this, it cannot be maintainable. That means the software is quite impossible to maintain up to date. So, these are the symptoms of software crisis. Okay. So, next is what are the reasons for software failure? What actually leads us to such problems? Primarily, the main technique or the important reason for software failure is the ad hoc approach to the software development. Okay. So, what is that ad hoc approach? Most often we find that the developing a software is quite easy or quite straightforward. So, what we did, we think we just have to sit across the system and then talk to your user, then understand his requirement quickly and then start coding. But actually this is not the way to develop a software. This is the ad hoc approach. When we started working on ad hoc approach, that the software is going to be fail. So, these are the reasons why the software is getting failure. The first one is no planning of development work. That means there was not proper planning before we getting started to develop a software. So, without any proper planning, if we are going to start a project, for sure that project or that software is going to fail. Okay. So, proper planning means what? We must define a varieties of different types of milestones, like by which phase we are going to develop our software. Like if I am going to design phase, that means I must completed the requirement analysis phase, or if I am going to the testing phase, that means I must have some coding. Okay. So, these milestones defined before development work, or this, the deliverables, that means the software products which we deliver to the user may not be identified. Or another reason for software failure is there is a poor understanding of user requirement. That means the developer while working on software project, or while developing a software project, the developer may not know what exactly the user expect from the software. Okay. So, next is there is no control review. That means when we are working on a larger project, it is very important for the software developer to keep track of all of the proceedings. That means we must have control over the reviews of every progress very systematically. We must review our progress very continuously, because in a large project we actually putting our much more effort. We are putting a variety of services, we are putting a lot of cost, we are putting a lot of tools. So, this is the very important that we must have some control, and we must review the progress continuously. The next is, the another reason for software failure is technical incompetence of developers. That means that the developers should know what are the current technologies, what are the current techniques, and what are the current tools available to develop a software project. That what actually means, the developers should keep him up to date with the trending technology, with the trending tools what are available in that time to develop software project. Okay. So, next is there may be poor understanding by the both developer and the customer that how much cost and how much effort they are putting in their project. So, whenever these regions are encountered, these are lead to a ad hocness into our software development, and our software is going to fail. So, this is what we learned, that what is software crisis and what are the reasons for software crisis. In our next class, we are going to learn what is a successful software system. Thank you.